So we are here with the 10th video of chapter 6. We were supposed to do few more questions of exercise 6.5 as it's a very important exercise. So we are doing few more questions in this video, and in the next video we'll be doing with the miscellaneous exercise so that our chapter will be done. So here is question number 15 of exercise 6.5, which says find two positive numbers x and y such that their sum is 35 and the product is x square y to the power 5 is a maximum. So we are supposed to find two numbers whose sum is 35. So let us assume the two numbers be x and y. Their sum is 35. So y will be 35 minus x. So this is our first equation. We are also given its product is x square y 5. So in place of y we are substituting 35 minus x so that these two are connected some way. So this is now 35 minus x to the power 5. So always our first step to find the maximum and minimum, we have to find the derivative. So here we are finding dp by dx, as this the variable is x. So dp by dx we are finding here using product rule. Now here don't try to multiply this, it's power 5. How can you open it out? So better use product rule. So here we are using product rule, means u dash v plus v dash u. So here we are finding the derivative of 35 minus x to the power 5, which is giving us 35 minus x to the power 4, and when we'll do the derivative of 35 minus x we'll be getting minus 1. Here we'll be only finding the derivative of x square, which is 2x, and 35 minus x to the power 5 remains the same. So here we are taking common as x, 35 minus x to the power 4, and the rest of the terms are like this only. So this is the derivative we had found. Second step is always equating it to 0. So dp by dx is equal to 0. We are equating it over here. See this. After equating, what the values of x we are getting? Either I will be getting 0 because x is equal to 0, or I will be getting here 35 if 35 minus x is equal to 0, or I will be getting x is equal to 10 since 70 minus 7x is equal to 0 gives us 10. So valid values, what are the valid values that can be 10? Because it can only be 10, because if I say 0 that means one number do not exist also, and if I say 35 then the other number will not be existing. So 0 cannot be a valid value and 35 also cannot be a valid value. So we can only check for x is equal to 10. So let's find for x is equal to 10. If we find for x is equal to 10 slightly less than 10 and we substitute it over here, less than 10. So this will be a positive number. 35 minus 10, that will be also a positive number, and 70 minus something less than 10, which gives us here also a positive number. So positive into positive will give us a positive value. Means this is an increasing function going on. When x is slightly greater than 0, if we say that x is towards the positive side of 10, then what will happen? dp by dx. This will be positive. We can see 35 minus slightly greater than 10 will also be positive. But here just see, if this x becomes more than 10, slightly also more than 10, this number will become 70 minus this number will be greater than 70. So which will we are getting here? Negative number. So positive into negative will give us negative. Means here what is going? It's going from positive to negative. This was an increasing function and then it is decreasing. So what we are going to be getting out of it? Means the maxima will be existing. So P is maximum at x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, what will be the value of y? 35 minus 10, that is 25. So the two numbers are 10 and 25. Let's do few more questions. See for question number 17. A very important question. I had not written the question, just written the solution. Question you can see from the book is question number 17. I'm reading for you from the book. A square piece of tin of side 18 centimeter is to be made into a box without top by cutting a square from each corner and folding up the flaps to form the box. What should be the side of the square to be cut off so that the volume of the box is the maximum possible? So as I am reading this question, you can just see this diagram. This is a square piece of tin which is 18 centimeter by 18 centimeter. They are saying we have to cut a small piece, a small square piece from all the four corners, and then we'll be folding it, and we have to find that what should be the side x, what should be the value of x, so that we can get the maximum volume of the box should be maximum, right? So in this I am drawing the diagram here. You can see the diagram. So this is the diagram. If this is whole 18 and x is subtracted from this side also and this side also, we'll be left here with 18 minus 2x, right? So let's start. So here I had already written, let each side of the square to be cut off be x centimeter. So now what will be the length, breadth and height of that box which will be made after this cutting? You can see if I fold like this, the height will be x. See, the height is x. The length will be 18 minus 2x, already I had told you. And the breadth also will be 18 minus 2x. So the length is this, breadth is this. Now what they are asking, the volume should be maximum. The volume of a cuboid is L into B into H. So we are substituting the values L, B and H. This is x into 18 minus 2x whole square. Now again after this, the same steps we are going to do which I had told you so many times. So finding out the derivative first. Finding out the derivative using product rule. Find it out the derivative. When we find the derivative of x, it becomes 1. So this is u dash v, and v dash u means finding out the derivative of this. This gives us 2 into 18 minus 2x, and further after chain rule we get here a minus 2. Right? Now taking 18 minus 2x as common, and we are left with 18 minus 6x over here. The second step, always you know, equating it is equal to 0. So after equating, I am getting here as x is equal to 9 and x is equal to 3. 9 is not possible. Why 9 is not possible? If whole is 18 and I cut 9 from this side and 9 from this side, what is left with it? 9 plus 9 is 18, means whole sheet is cut. So we can say that x is equal to 9 centimeter is not possible. So let's see for x is equal to 3. So only the critical point is x is equal to 3. Now using the second derivative test, you can use second derivative test, you can use first derivative test, whatever you find good for you. So here we are using second derivative test because that is an easier option. In this we are applying second derivative test again using product rule. 18 minus 2x remains same and the derivative of this is minus 6. Similarly 18 minus 6x remains same and the derivative of this is minus 2. Now we have to check this at x is equal to 3, whether it is positive or negative. If I substitute x is equal to 3, I am getting here minus 72, which is negative, which means less than 0. And when second derivative is negative, we get maxima. So we can say that the volume is maximum when x is equal to 3. That is the square of the side 3 centimeter is cut from each corner, right? Understand it, do it into your notebook. Video is available always on YouTube channel. I am sending that on your WhatsApp group also. Please go through the video and do the questions. Keep on practicing. So we are doing next question, question number 19. Let's read it from the book. See question number 19. Show that of all the rectangles inscribed in a given fixed circle, the square has the maximum area. So we have to prove the rectangle which is inscribed in a circle, only the square can have the maximum area. So we had drawn here the diagram. You can see a circle is there and a rectangle is being drawn over here. Rectangle because I am considering this as x, length and breadth is y. This is a circle of radius a. So this is a and this is a, right? So this whole becomes 2a. Applying Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC. So this becomes x square plus y square is equal to 2a whole square, which gives us this. So y square becomes 4a square minus x square. Now they are saying about the area. The area should be maximum. So we'll concentrate over area of the rectangle. Area of the rectangle formula is x into y. So substituting this value of y over here. From first equation I am substituting this value over here. After substituting, you know what is the next step, always finding out the derivative. So finding out the derivative, this is dA by dx. Using product rule, this is the derivative. After solving this, I am getting 4a square minus 2x square upon 4a square minus x square. Equating it to 0. After equating it to 0, this becomes 0 and this is equal to 0, which is giving me x is equal to root 2a. So we have to check at this point about the maxima and the minima. So this is our critical point. See here. After this I am using second order derivative rule. So see there, second order derivative. Finding out the second derivative of this. After putting all these things, you know how to find the derivative. So I had done here for your reference. See here, after doing all these things, I am getting here minus 2x 6a square minus x square upon 4a square minus x square power 3 by 2. Right? Now we have to check this at x is equal to root a. So we are checking it, putting the values. After putting the values, we can see here I am getting here a minus sign over here. Minus signs means whatever the value is coming here over here, we should not care about it. A minus 4 is coming, which is a negative value. If something else is also there, we need not care. A minus sign is there, then it's fine. Minus means negative. So we can say always whenever second derivative is negative, means less than 0, maxima will be existing at the critical point. So x is equal to root 2a. At x is equal to root 2a, area of rectangle is maximum. So let us find the value of y. From equation 1, we are finding the value of y. See this? What we are getting here? Root 2a. So x and y are equal, means the length and breadth are equal. And when the length and breadth are equal of a rectangle, it is not a rectangle, it is a square. So this is a square which we are getting here. So that only we were supposed to prove, that the square inscribed in a circle has the maximum area. Doing one more question, question number 26, page number 233. Again, it's a long exercise, so I am doing few questions for you. Let's read the question, question number 26 here, and it's an important question. Show that semi-vertical angle of a right circular cone. What is semi-vertical angle? See here, see the diagram here. A cone is there, semi-vertical means this is the vertical angle, semi-vertical means half of this. So this is alpha. Vertical angle of a right circular cone of given surface area and maximum volume is sine inverse 1 upon 3. Right? We have to prove that alpha is sine inverse 1 upon 3. So let us see. We had drawn the diagram of a cone. So let us consider few things. Let R be the radius, L be the slant height, H be the vertical height, and the semi-vertical angle be alpha. What will be the surface area? Total surface area. Total surface area becomes pi r L, which is the curved surface area, and pi r square, which is the surface area of the bottom, the base. So this is equation number 1. We can find the value of L from here, S minus pi r square upon pi r. Putting the volume of a cone, volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. From here, the value of h will be using Pythagoras theorem. L square minus r square root L square minus r square. From here, we will put the value of L from this equation. Ultimately, what is our target means we have to just connect whatever values we can substitute, we can here, and only the variable should be 1. So variable here, now just see, only r is the variable. So we will be differentiating this volume with respect to r. So this is coming here. After solving this, I am getting here a root. You can do it like this also, but here what I did, I squared it, which will be an easy option for me for finding out the derivative. If we square also, then also it remain volume only. So v square it become. Now it is easy for finding out the derivative. So I had found here the derivative of sr square minus 2 pi r to the power 4 s upon 9. S upon 9 remains constant, and the derivative of this value is here. Again, finding out the second derivative. This is the second derivative. Equating this is equal to 0. What I am getting here? When I equated this is equal to 0, I am getting s is equal to 4 pi r square. When I substitute s is equal to 4 pi r square in the second derivative, I am getting this a negative value, because 8 pi r square minus 24 pi r square will give me minus 16 pi r square, which is a negative value. So v is maximum when s is equal to 4 pi r square, because this is negative, less than 0. So volume will be maximum at s is equal to this. So putting this s is equal to 4 pi r square in the first equation, from which I am getting here pi r L is equal to 3 pi r square. After cancelling pi and r, I am getting L is equal to 3r, or I am getting r upon L is equal to 1 upon 3. From the given figure, the triangle r upon L is equal to sine alpha. From this you can see that alpha can be sine inverse 1 upon 3. So here our question is finished. Just do your homework, complete exercise 6.5 in your notebook.